A new report has concluded that Birmingham City Council must do better to achieve its full potential and keep its second city status after it was found to be failing to get basic services right.
The report was ordered by the local government secretary, Eric Pickles, after the Trojan Horse affair. He wanted to know why Birmingham is apparently lagging behind other major cities.
Well, the Kerslake Report found the council lacked a clear vision for the city and had failed to tackle deep-rooted problems like low skills and economic growth.
Sir Bob Kerslake criticises basic services like street cleaning and bin collections and recommends that officials consider privatisation.
He also suggests holding elections once every 4 years instead of the current system where a third of the authority is elected each year. This would allow councillors to focus on a long-term vision for the city.
Well, earlier Sir Bob came into our newsroom and I began by asking him why he thought Birmingham was so bad.
Well, Birmingham Council has its strengths, but we do say it needs to change radically and change now. There are some deep-rooted and long-standing issues that mean the council has not performed to the level it would want to and the level that its citizens need.
Why isn't Birmingham getting it right?
I think it's an accumulation of issues over many years, really. I think it's been a culture built up that perhaps Birmingham is big and therefore that justifies the way things work. We think there's been a lack of clarity about direction of the council. We don't think the workforce management and planning has been clear, and certainly performance management needs to be improved. So it's not one thing, it's a set of things that need to be addressed. But if they are addressed, I think the good news is Birmingham can be a great council again.
Some may say this report is political interference given we are just 6 months away from a general election. How would you respond to that?
I don't think it is fair. I think the report was prompted by the issues that came out of Trojan Horse, but it goes much wider than that. It's really important to say that the review panel that I set up was drawn from local government. We had political leaders from all the three major parties, and we had chief executives from councils as well. So people who live and breathe local government and how you can do it better. And we're very clear in the report that this isn't about one administration, it's about deep-rooted issues over a long period of time. So I don't think this should be seen as a politically driven report. It's a report that genuinely starts from the importance of Birmingham as the second city in England and the need for the council to improve.
And what will happen if we don't turn things around?
Well, we think this is very much for Birmingham to lead. We haven't put in inspectors or anything like that as part of this report. But I think the two consequences that will flow from this report are that there will be, if improvements don't happen, a emergence of those views about is Birmingham too big. I think that could come back again. I think there's potential for or a risk of Birmingham losing that second city status. But perhaps most of all, I think the city won't be achieving the full potential that it can do for its residents, and that would be the biggest loss.
Sir Bob Kerslake talking to Samina earlier, while the leader of Birmingham City Council, Sir Albert Bohr, who co-commissioned the review, told ITV News Central he's already started work on implementing some of the recommendations in Sir Bob Kerslake's report and was positive the council could turn things around very quickly.
In the report, Bob Kerslake makes it clear that the current leadership of the council is both strong and visible. I take great heart from that commentary. But we have to change certain things. The report makes it clear what we have to change. We now have to get on with the job of changing those things where we, I think, do need to make things more efficient and effective. I don't see this as more reports. I think it's more about action. There are 11 recommendations. One's a very positive one about introducing a skills and employment grouping of department or government agencies and the City Council. That's a positive one. You'll hear more on that in January or February. But the other 10 are about changing the internal structures and arrangements of the City Council. We'll simply get on and do it. And we'll have much of that in place very, very quickly.
In other news, police in Portugal